Novel Tea with S&B is a show about two sisters-in-law who share their love of books and tea.
Sometimes they read together, sometimes not. Sometimes horror, but mostly smut.
They review and recommend the books they've read and chat about other fun topics too.
Don't worry, they won't spoil anything, and if they do, they'll warn you.
Also be warned, this show is not for kids or for anyone who might be offended by horror or sex talk, or both.
Looking at you, Mom.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Novel Tea with S&B, the book club with a podcast. I'm your co-host, Beck.
And I'm Stephanie.
Ah, dear listeners, the earth crackles, the tea leaves swirl. What tales have graced your nights, your dreams, Stephanie? Speak, for the moon waxes curious.
Indeed, this month was full of adventures, both near and far. I was transported to a terrifying land where the wealthy possess particular tastes in the book Carnivores by K.L. Allister. Then I was whisked away to places that shall sadly exist only in mine own imagination, with the tales of A Court of Thorn and Roses and A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. Lastly, I found myself within the hallowed halls of the Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yaros. In what worlds did reading take thee to, dear friend?
Verily, Stephanie, my bookish companion. This month, I traverse the veils between worlds, my fingers tracing the inked constellations. Behold, the titles that dance upon my mind stage. A Fate Inked in Blood, Stardust, Fourth Wing, Throne of Glass, Midnight Crown, and Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. I just read a lot of fantasy, okay, guys? like almost all fantasy.
Pretty much. Oh, wait, back into character. The fire crackles and the kettle sings. Let's settle in with a steaming cup of tea and delve into some of these fantastical reads, shall we? We'll stop. We'll stop.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the first book I read this month was A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen. It was 432 pages. I forgot what day I started it, but I did end it on April 5th. And I bought this bitch, and I'm actually really mad, so,
Here we go.
A shield maiden, blessed by the gods, battled to unite a nation under a power-hungry king, while also fighting her growing desire for his fiery son, Hyrule, in this Norse-inspired fantasy romance from the best-selling author of the Bridge Kingdom series. The what? Bound in an unwanted marriage, Freya spends her days gutting fish but dreams of becoming a warrior, and of putting an axe in her boorish husband's back. I really wish you could see my eye roll on that one, too. Freya's dreams abruptly become reality when her husband betrays her to the region's Jarl, landing her in a fight to the death against his son, Bjorn. To survive, Freya is forced to reveal her deepest secret. She possesses a drop of a goddess's blood, which makes her a shield maiden with magic capable of repelling any attack. It was foretold such a magic would reunite the fractured nation of Skaland beneath the one who controls the shield maiden's fate. Believing he's destined to rule Skaland as king, the fanatical Jarl binds Freya with a blood oath that orders Bjorn to protect her from their enemies. Desperate to prove her strength, Freya must train to fight and learn to control her magic, all while facing perilous tests set by the gods. The greatest test of all, however, may be resisting her forbidden attraction to Bjorn. If Freya succumbs to her lust for the charming and fierce warrior, she risks not only her own destiny, but the fate of all the people she swore to protect.
Dang.
I know. Ooh.
I thought this was going to be good, so...
I saw it everywhere, and
yes,
we all know me. I have a Vishvashir tattoo, so, like, I love Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't it, bro. Like, I wanted so much more. It's funny that they say something about putting an axe in her husband's back when, you know, she did that. Spoiler, sorry.
Spoiler alert.
And then she made a comment about not trusting another woman, like something along the lines of, I wouldn't turn my back on her unless I wanted an axe in the back. I'm like, girl, you did that shit.
You're the one.
Hey, it's you. So, like, she's, like, not like other girls, and she doesn't trust other women, and, like, and then, like, the romance was just not at all believable to me. Like, it just, like, oop, it happens. Hey,
Oh,
you're handsome.
Oh
Let's
no.
fuck.
Oh no.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it. I had so much like higher hopes because of social media.
Yeah, it does that sometimes.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so it wasn't terrible. Um like it's not like a Kindle like a KU cringe by any means. Like but
Yeah.
I mean, I bought it. Like it should be on Kindle Unlimited.
Right, right.
Yeah. So, I mean, pick it up if you got $15.99, but don't. 2.5 stars, 2 spice, and 3 eye rolls because Freya.
Oh no. Sounds a lot like Feyre, but Freya.
Well,
Feyre.
oh no, Freya is actually a goddess in Norse mythology.
Is
So
that what okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But
Well, yeah.
hey, guess what? That's
Hmm.
not the goddess she like has a drop of blood up with.
Oh, that
So
doesn't
I don't
even make
understand.
sense.
It doesn't. And Bjorn
Mm.
means bear.
Yeah,
by the
I know
way.
that. I know that. I know that. Because I looked up somebody's name that plays hockey. His name's like Bjorn something.
Bjornfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what does Bjorn mean? And I was like, oh, barefoot. That's cool. Anyways.
He's barefoot.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? He's got skates on.
Yeah.
Thank you. But it's... What'd you read first?
Okay, so
oh no. Okay.
I started out. No, it's not. It's okay.
It's not bad. Okay, I can actually sit
not-
here and listen.
It's not
like...
terrible. Okay. So I started off the month with Carnivores by K.L. Allister. It is extreme horror. I would say it's on the verge of splatterpunk. I wouldn't say it's quite there. I started it March 28th, finished it April 1st, and it's 141 pages, sorry, and it's on KU. Plot summary is: how far would you go for the offer of a lifetime? Wealth, power, notoriety, all that and more could be yours. Would you mutilate? Would you defile? Would you kill? Would you submit to the call of depravity and commit unspeakable atrocities? Boundaries get crossed and blood spills once Connor Miller is recruited by the twisted elitist cabal known as the Executives. Morality's blurred lines are drenched in crimson as Connor rips, gnaws, and slices his way into the corporate world, where there is no middle ground. The cogs of this brutal wheel turn while bones shatter, limbs are severed, and desires are fulfilled. Sanctity of life becomes a cost-benefit analysis once the carnivores have fed. The downtrodden suffer while Connor comes to grips with demons and slips further and further into lunacy. So will you give them your best? In turn, they'll give you the world. So, I came across this book and I was interested in reading it, but I was like, I need to take a break from this genre because of Stuart Bray. Ruined me. Yeah. No. So, but this author did contact me, or us, I should say, on TikTok, but
yeah, you're the only one willing.
I'm the only one who reads this stuff. So, he's an indie author and everything, and I love supporting our indie authors. So of course I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. So, I will say,
indie offers.
Yes, I love our indie authors.
So funny.
They're the best. We own them. No, I'm just kidding. So I say that this story was on the verge of splatterpunk, my opinion, because the amount of plot versus gore, the scenes were very graphic and there were plenty, but it wasn't just pure like shock and gore like I see in a lot of splatterpunk. Not that there's no plot in those either, but it's just nonstop depravity. Where this one had a lot,
yeah,
but it had other things as well. And there was like you learned about like Connor and his things going on at home and this and that. So you get other little bits that isn't just straight up like, you know.
So it's like a storyline.
There is yeah. And so these wealthy executives offer a deal of a lifetime, like it says, and it would be tempting to any young entrepreneur trying to work his way up in the big cities. So he accepts it, and there's these contracts he needs to sign, and then he's thrust into this world. So the weird thing about the book and his character is like he kind of realizes some stuff about himself. So he's like, most people would be like, it wouldn't go well.
Like they had to psych themselves up to do this.
Yeah, and he's like, oh. So he kind of like enjoys it. Like it's always kind of been there. But he does like descend into madness, and he just gets crazier and crazier. And then there's some pretty good twists. So the end was pretty crazy. Twists I did not see coming. I can't. Well, there's one thing I didn't see coming, and the one thing I kind of did. I figured, and then it happened. But just reading it was so crazy. It was pretty crazy ending, and reading what's going on, especially from his Connor's point of view, in the final scene of the book is just like wow. So but it is graphic. There's gore. There's cannibalism in it. So
ooh, yummy, yummy.
So bon appetit. No, so if you are
Bon
someone,
appetit.
yep, exactly. So if you're someone who has read horror or some extreme horror, especially body gore, and you've wanted to give Splatterpunk a try, but you're not sure if like, oh, is it going to be too much? I would say this is a great starter for that. It's a good like bridge between extreme horror and Splatterpunk, where if you're weird like me and are curious, this is a good one to start with, because they do get to where they're kind of hard to read for me anyways. And this one was easier. It's still gross, but not as bad as some of the things I've read.
Yeah.
So yeah, a good starter for Splatterpunk if you're interested. I usually don't rate extreme horror, but for the author who is indie and trying to get his name out there, I'm gonna give it 3 stars, which for me is very high on
Especially
that scale.
for the genre.
Yeah, I usually it's usually sometimes 3, mostly 2s. So yeah, good job. Kale Allister.
Good
it was
job.
disgusting, but it was gross, but it was a good story, and I was entertained the whole time, and I look
like
forward
the
to
dude can make a story.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's not just like, well, like even Stuart Bray's storyline. I mean, it was there, but it seems like Judith Sonnet is just like gross. Well, except for the one Magic
gross story. Gross story.
Yeah, I mean that's how they all kind of are. Yeah, but Judith Sonnet. Well, I'll say Magic was good, good story, but No One Rides Free or whatever. That one was just disgusting with no story. But I guess she wrote that in like
24 hours or something, right?
Yeah, something crazy. So I mean, good for you. No, but Kale Allister, it's a good story. Again,
Golf
check
clap.
it out. It is called Carnivores, and it is on KU. So check them out. Follow socials. Yep. So what are you getting into next?
On the opposite side of the spectrum, I read Stardust by Neil Gaiman. It is a fantasy. It is 248 pages. I ended it on April 10th, and hey, guess what? It was on Kindle Unlimited!
Hey!
Hooray! I love when Neil Gaiman books go on Kindle Unlimited, because I just snatch them up right away.
Yeah.
Because I realized I pay $11.99 for that service. I read like 2 books. Could probably just buy them.
Yeah. I read tons on mine, so.
Yeah. Well, I'm to the point where like I think I've read most of them, but
yeah.
Young Tristan Thorne will do anything to win the cold heart of beautiful Victoria, even fetch her the star they watch fall from the night sky. But to do so, he must enter the unexplored lands on the other side of the ancient wall that gives their tiny village its name. Beyond the old stone wall, Tristan learns, lies Fairy, where nothing, not even a falling star, is what he imagined. I loved this book.
I like it.
It's so okay. It's short. Well, for fantasy, it's short. It was obviously well executed with the writing styles of Neil. You've never read a Neil Gaiman.
I know, I haven't. It's on my TBR.
But then we just get distracted.
Yeah, it doesn't take much for me.
It was so charming, so sweet. It had like it all, like mystery, murder, love, friendship. Loved all the characters. Little Tristan, he was so cute. And it's also a movie, so you can also watch it. It does vary a little bit. Like the beginning is a little different. Some of the characters are a little different, and then the ending is a little different. Basically the same, just a little different.
Yeah, little tweaks.
I would recommend reading the book first and then watching the movie, because then like,
oh yeah,
like, oh yeah.
For sure.
Sometimes I don't care, but for this one, I would say. It's going on the bookshelf. 5 stars. Hey, there's also like a little spicy scene, surprisingly. So don't let your children read this one, by the way.
Is it an older movie or?
I think it's 2007.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, 2007. It's got, I mean, I don't think you really care about, I don't really care about actors either, but
No.
It's got Claire Danes in it.
Oh, Juliet.
Yeah, and My So-Called Life.
My So-Called Life, yeah.
And surprisingly, Henry Cavill's in it.
Oh.
I was watching him like, is that Henry Cavill? Is that Superman? So I looked it up. It's Superman. But cool. I really don't give a shit about actors.
No, I don't either. The less I know, the better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
exactly. But yeah, loved it.
Oh no.
Womp womp. Jesus Christ, dude. That's twice.
Kindred.
I'm gonna have to bring you a Coke. So we're on to our book club book. It is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yaros. Why is it? It is book 1 of the Empyrean series.
Yeah, I believe that's what it's called.
It's romantasy, 498 pages. And hey, guess what? We both bought this bitch. And how many times did you buy it?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell the story of me finding Fourth Wing at Walmart on sale. So it was on sale, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get it because everyone's, says how good it is, and it sounds good, like dragons, and it'll be fun. It'll be a fun read. So I bought it, and then the time comes where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read it, and like my husband's settling in for the night, and I just want to read it on my Kindle, so I bought it twice. The ultimate regret.
No regrets.
No regrets. No regrets.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so I bought it twice.
20-year-old Violet Sorengale was supposed to enter the scribe quadrant, living a quiet life among books and history. Now the commanding general, also known as her toughest talent's mother, has ordered Violet to join the hundreds of candidates striving to become the elite of Navarre, dragon riders. But when you're smaller than everyone else and your body is brittle, death is only a heartbeat away because dragons don't bond to fragile humans. They incinerate them.
I roll.
I know, dude. Already. And this is just the summary. With fewer dragons willing to bond than cadets, most would kill Violet to better their own chances of success. The rest would kill her just for being her mother's daughter, like Xaden Ryerson, the most powerful and ruthless ringleader in the Riders Quadrant. She'll need I'm having such a hard time. She'll need every edge her wits can give her just to see the next sunrise. Yet, with every day that passes, the war outside grows more deadly, the kingdom's protective wards are failing, and the death toll continues to rise. Even worse, Violet begins to suspect leadership is hiding a terrible secret. I can't read it. Basgate. Friends, enemies, lovers, everyone at Basgate War College has an agenda because once you enter, there are only 2 ways out: graduate or die.
I was saying Basgate.
Oh, okay.
Is that wrong?
I don't know.
I'm probably wrong.
I mean, I listened to it, but I don't remember.
That's how good it was. I was saying Basgate. I was probably saying everything wrong, though.
Basgate?
I was saying Gith. Basgate. I don't fucking know.
Dude.
Anyways. All right, so what was your thoughts?
Good story. Just cringe writing, dude. Even like the synopsis, but when you're smaller than everyone else and your body is brittle. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then like for the win, like, dude.
Yeah.
What is this, 2012?
Yeah.
FTW. And like, okay. I was a military wife. So I can like tell that the author was a military wife. If that makes any sense to anyone. Like, just how like, what?
I understand.
Yeah. She just like, I don't know, she was just like, in love with military structure or something.
It becomes like their identity.
Yeah, and like
What
that's
their
not.
husband does.
Yeah, it really does. I will say though, like about 40% through, maybe like 60% through, I don't remember. I started kicking my feetsies when the dragons were starting to, bond. Is when I was like starting to
Yeah.
like it. But like
Mhm.
the last 90% absolutely ruined it for me. Absolutely. The twist was cool, but like I didn't like the build up, and then oops, fuck you, I'm done.
Yeah.
I hated that.
So it was weird for me with the story because I did like it. I thought there was some pretty good suspense and the story plot was pretty awesome. Like the idea of, a dragon college and everybody's like, it's like How to Train Your Dragon, but with spice. And I'm like, ooh, that sounds
Ooh,
kinda
I want a
fun.
dragon.
So I thought it was going to be kind of like for adults, but the writing to me seemed very young,
Mhm.
like juvenile almost. And like, I don't mean that to sound pretentious. I am the last person
Right.
at all, but if it wasn't for the spice, I would think the target audience would be like 14 to 18 year olds, and 18 is pushing it. And I can't pinpoint why it felt this way to me. It was predictable, except for the very end. But it was fun.
Yeah, the
Whatever.
very end got me. I was like, oh,
Yeah, the end
shit.
got me too. The very end.
You
Everything
get
else,
good twists.
I could see it going. I knew some things were going to happen that are actually. I don't know if it was supposed to be a surprise or not. I wasn't. I was like, oh yeah, well.
Yeah, well, I wasn't surprised either, to be honest.
No,
like I don't
yeah.
think anybody reading this book is gonna be, because like at some point she's gonna get a dragon. Like
Yeah.
there's a second book. Of fucking
Yeah,
course she's gonna get a
of
dragon.
course. And like, I totally am with you on the whole like, I am little and small and brittle and fragile. It had to be brought up all the time. And like, I get why to an extent, but it's like, how are you doing all these things then?
I think it was like supposed to be like a veneer of like people with different abilities can do different things, but like,
oh, you could have done it better than that.
Yeah, dude, and like she didn't have to be a pick me,
No.
like, oh the bottom of my hair is lighter than the top of my hair, and like it just felt very like Wattpad or something, or like fan fiction.
Well, yeah, she's saying all these things like, "Woe was me," and obviously it's like, that's cool that your hair's like that. Stop.
Yeah, like, do you see the rest of the writers, because they have pink hair, so like, why the fuck does yours matter?
Yeah, exactly. And then the cliffhanger, like I said, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
At the end, but I knew I wasn't going to read the second book, so I looked it up. So I know what happens. I won't read it. I just won't. Yeah. So
we wanted to know what was going to happen, but like it wasn't worth adding to the TBR. But like, shout out to wikis.
Yeah,
because I know what happens next.
Yep. So what did you rate it?
3 stars, 2 spice, 3 eye rolls. Hey, but it's better than Fate in Ancient Blood for me. So
there's that. It's funny because when I was rating it, putting my rating for star, spice, and eye rolls, I saw that ours was exactly the same.
Kindred.
There it is again. I got so excited. Oh my god.
Look at us.
Sometimes it's not exactly, like it's close, but not exactly. But this one was the same. So yeah, exactly 3 stars, 2 spice, 3 eye rolls. And as far as like recommending it goes, I hate to say no because like it isn't bad. It isn't bad, but there is way better fantasy out there. So a lot of people do like it though. So maybe you will like it. But like I said, to me, there's better stuff out there. And if you're like me, and I think you as well, Beck, we kind of had like FOMO, like we did with ACOTAR, but that was worth it, and this wasn't. So if you want to see
what like made me want to read Fourth Wing is like, oh shit, like people are actually right about ACOTAR, so maybe they're right about Fourth Wing. Nope.
Yeah, no, I don't get the hype. I don't. It was good, not great.
Yeah.
Just very. I would say if it ever goes on KU and you have nothing better to do, sure, but I wouldn't buy it, especially twice.
So Rebecca Yaros has so much of your money.
I know. So much, asshole. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. So some more Maas, I see.
Well, yes. Okay. So I finished all of the entire ACOTAR series, and like because I don't like talking about a series more than once. I feel like you know, it's like over like I can't tell you everything that happens in the books. So like last month, I tried to get all of ACOTAR out of the way because like I wanted to talk about it, and like you can only talk about the first book, so what's the point of reading the other books if you can't even talk about them?
Right.
I tried doing it this month, did not happen. So I started reading the Throne of Glass series. So I did finish Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight. They're both romantasy. They are both by Sarah J. Maas, obviously. I did read. So I bought I think you did that with ACOTAR too. Is like you bought the whole like the entire series.
The whole series, yeah.
It's like $38 or whatever on Kindle, and then I did also get some of the audiobooks, but I got on Libby, the Libby app, so I didn't spend my money on it. I didn't buy it twice, guys. Stephanie.
She's smarter than me.
In a land without magic, where the king rules with an iron hand, an assassin is summoned to the castle. She comes not to kill the king, but to win her freedom. If she defeats 23 killers, thieves, and warriors in a competition, she is released from prison to serve as the king's champion. Her name is Selena Sardothian, maybe. The crown prince will provoke her, the captain of the guard will protect her, but something evil dwells in the castle of glass, and it's there to kill. When her competitors start dying one by one, Selena's fight for freedom becomes a fight for survival and a desperate quest to root out the evil before it destroys her world. So it's really good. Like, Sarah J. Maas can write shit. She wrote this when she was 16. And like I can kind of tell that she wrote it when she was 16 because like some of the like writing is a little juvenile, like, you know.
Yeah. Damn, 16.
Yeah, dude, she started at 16. But for a 16-year-old, it's really good, dude. Like I'm impressed. It is like a little more young adult because she's 16, so there's no like explicit spice so far. And like I'm cool with that because the story is so intriguing. Like I don't need spice in a book. Like I think I've shown that over time, but I mean, who doesn't like a little romance, you know? A little love story. And it is intriguing. Like there's like this murder mystery. You're trying to figure out who's killing all these champions. And like I get really upset with Sarah J. Maas's like summaries because they don't do the story justice at all.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, like why was she summoned to the castle? Hey, she was actually in a prison for like a year for like murdering a bunch of people. And then like this whole champion thing is about like you have to murder 23 other people to be the king's champion, but then like you have to do his bidding anyway. So like there's like this toss up of, do I actually want to win this and do the king's bidding, or do I want to go back to prison? Like it's like a constant battle.
Oh wow, okay.
And then like there's like these creepy, scary things that happen in the castle. Obviously, like people are dying, so like the payoff of how they're dying, just chef's kiss, so good. And then there is a little bit of like she's small and tiny and like, but she's badass, and you're like, why?
Yeah.
But like you figure it out later. So like there is a reason as to why she's so small and badass, but like
you
just have to get to it. I do hear that the first two are the hardest to get through. Like they're the longest, or like not the longest. They're not the longest by any stretch, but they're like the ones that drag the most. So I'm glad I'm over that slump. My friend who recommended ACOTAR to me, Ashley, thank you for getting me into this mess, says that books 3 and 7 are her favorite by far. So I'm really excited to get those. A few annoying bits is she did the once twice thing again, and I was like, oh, there it is.
There it is. There's her favorite.
There's Sarah J. Maas. She did write this. 4 stars, 0 spice. I mean, there is like, it happens off page. Like, it
Right.
happens, but it's like, yeah.
Mhm.
1 eye roll for, so small. I'm so
So
small.
do you
I'm so good.
you
Yeah,
recommend it?
dude. Read it.
Cool.
Please. Read it next.
Eventually. I
No.
will get there. No. I'm not reading it next. I already got a lot. I
And
got a lot
then
going on.
there's like, okay, so I think I'm so far into like Sarah J. Maas that like I want to start getting merch. I want to start like redecorating my home.
That's so awesome.
No, it's bad for my wallet.
Yeah, but
I can't.
aesthetically pleasing.
Well, and like I can't. I'm not gonna be buried with money, you know. Just kidding.
Yeah,
I need a retirement.
It'll be cool though, because you decorate so well, so I can imagine all the things you can come up with.
Yeah, some more Sarah J. Maas.
Yes, the best. Because I just finished A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Court of Mist and Fury. I finished both of them. So ACOTAR, I started April 1st, finished April 6th, 419 pages. And then ACOMAF, I started April 7th and finished April 16th. And that was 626 pages.
Holy shit.
I purchased the entire series on my Kindle.
Yeah.
So it's weird because like you don't know when the story's gonna end. It'll just be like acknowledgments. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh, that was it.
Shit. I know. So yeah, I'm reading it on that. So as far as like the summary goes, it was given in our previous wrap video. I'm not gonna repeat it. So you can listen to the summary there, or you can check Goodreads, Kindle, etc. Or you can just, stop living under a rock because it's freaking ACOTAR. No, I'm kidding. But let's dive in. So Beck was the first to start with the ACOTAR series, and then she read the whole dang thing. And well, dang thing. And she recommended it, and her enthusiasm about the series was all I needed to hear to add to cart. So,
oops.
Of course, I saw ACOTAR everywhere. I did, and I thought several things like, "Oh, I'm way too late in the game. Like everyone's already read it. It's too late, or it's so dang long." I would see it.
It can't be
on
that good.
Videos or in Walmart, Target, Barnes and Noble, and it's so thick, and so I was like, oh, that's so much. So it's nice about Kindle. You can't tell how thick it is. I wasn't sure if I wanted to put forth the dedication required to a series that large, and just to be disappointed because it's happened several times. But I will say I was not disappointed. The character arcs, the world building, the magic, the constant happenings, the fact that you can love like one character 1 minute and despise them the next.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, this book has it all.
Yeah, we'll put spoilers later so we can actually talk some shit.
Yeah. So, I enjoyed ACOMAF more, which is so weird because I'm usually like always like first book was great, but I actually like the second one better, and it has a lot, Rhysand's in it a lot, and
Rhys?
Yeah.
He would be so mad if you're calling him Rhysand, by the way.
Yeah. I love him. Anyways,
yes. Those like TikTok videos of like, but you're just a character. Am I? I'm like,
yeah,
it's Rhys every single time.
Remember the dark romance one?
Yeah, it's so gross, dude.
So I'm gonna give some thoughts and opinions. So later on, we do plan on going into like a deep dive, oops, all ACOTAR thirsty episode. Once I finish the series, because I've only read books 1 and 2. So this will be kind of different formatting. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of like give some thoughts, and then Beck, you can expand on those or ask questions if you have any. On my opinion or whatever. So about the characters, my favorite characters, and this is hard because I really like all of them, but most of them. But I would say Feyre, Amren, I really like Amren, and Rhysand. I am excited to learn more about Azriel and Cassian. I like them a lot. And who doesn't love Mor? So it's so hard. Like, I don't like Tamlin. I did.
I'm not the biggest fan of Mor, actually.
Sure.
She's okay. So I like her well enough, but she's not like Like, I like Lucian better than I like Moore.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I like more. I just she had to be there for a reason. It had to have been hard.
Oh, well, yes.
Yeah.
She,
and I like
yeah, she's good
feel for her.
Yeah.
She's good for a good
Hey,
yeah.
but I guess you haven't gotten far enough because I'm not entirely sure that Moore is telling the truth.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess that's probably where
for now.
Yeah.
Well, that happened with Tamlin. I like Tamlin. Now I fucking hate him.
Yeah,
so,
fucking tampon. That's what everybody calls
tampon.
him.
Yep.
Which,
I don't...
is a little juvenile,
I mean,
but did you see my fan art for it?
Yeah, it was so
It's
good.
just trash.
You need to post it. Bag of trash. Hello,
my name is
Tamlin. It was so
Great.
good. I get some of why he was the way he was, but to an extent, it went too far, and there you go. I don't hate Lucian though. I think he has a really tragic story, and I do understand his loyalty, but that loyalty is to a fault, which But I do feel for him more than Tamlin. So, the world building I absolutely loved. Easy to understand and see.
Yes.
I love this world so much. I love Valeris. I want to visit.
It's my wallpaper on my phone, by the way.
It's so I could just see it so clearly. She writes that really well. So for now, I am not sure where this series will take me, but at the moment, the Night Court is everything. So
yeah.
My hopes and thoughts on that. I watch Game of Thrones and I enjoyed most of it, except for the last few seasons were trash. But anyways, I only mention this. It's nothing like it. I just mention this because like there's times in that show where my heart just gets ripped out of my fucking chest and stomped because for some reason, like I see tragedy coming in this book, in the series, and I'm so fucking scared of what it is because it's not going to be all everyone's going to live every time. Someone's going to die, I think. And I think it's somebody I like. No, and I don't want that to happen. But we will see. Valeris being attacked and Rhys telling his story was so fucking emotional and sad.
Are you talking about chapter 54?
Oh my god. What a chapter.
My god, I loved it. Very sad.
I hope these books give him everything he deserves because he's been through so much and I feel like and it's like he's done it all on his own. Like his head has to be so I just feel for him.
Especially like the whole Amarantha thing.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
He sacrificed so much for Valeris and then like people still give him shit for it. It's like, dude.
I know it. So I'm kind of stressing over the next book to be honest. Like I said, though, we are planning to do an Oops, I'll ACOTAR, so I'm not gonna like go on and on.
No.
We're gonna have a Thursday episode once I finish the series, so
you gotta start, man. Probably
like
2
months.
Yeah.
It'll be like what's this month? April? Oh, it's May.
It's May. It's gonna be May.
It's gonna be June. Probably. So I should be good by then. Because I plan on I don't know, we got a lot going on. I'm gonna have to read. I'm gonna have to get on the
we're gonna maybe that can be our live episode. Because I'm gonna be there.
Oh, that's right. Ooh, that would be perfect actually.
I know. We can cozy up.
Going.
I'm gonna get a little Rhys-Anne plushie.
Oh yes. We can do it once in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, I know
you do.
That's the whole nother thing.
It's a whole
yeah.
But it's still funny.
We do plan on doing a deep dive and it'll be super fun to do an Oops All ACOTAR. I'm so excited to I could go on and on right now, but I won't. And I've only read the first 2 books, so hey.
Dude.
We will keep you posted and we'll get you a date. I know.
You need to read book 4.
I know,
so
but
I can finally talk about everything.
I know. I gotta get there.
No, it's fine. I feel this. Okay, so my friend has completely read all of Throne of Glass, the entire series, and I feel the exact same way. I'm like, I am so slow. I only got 2 of them done, and she's read the whole thing, and I want to know what's happening, but I don't know what's happening. She won't tell me because obviously she's a good friend and she's not going to spoil it for me. But I want to know, and then she'll accidentally be like, spiders. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
Sorry, I got heated.
It's coming. It's coming. Yeah, it's exciting though.
I'm so glad you like it.
Yes, I love it. So I'm really excited to continue the series. So for ACOTAR, Court of Thorns and Roses, I gave it 4 stars, 1 spice, and 1 eye roll for Ferris family.
Mm.
Court of Mist and Fury, you ready?
Yeah.
I gave it 5 stars.
Okay,
5 stars.
I also want to resend my because I think I gave it 4.5 stars, but I do think that it is 5 stars. ACOTAR absolutely is 5 stars.
ACOTAR is 4, and it is, and I can't give ACOMF that. No, it's way better.
Yeah,
so it's 5.
Dude,
It's a
like,
5-star romance read. What the freak, romancy, but still. 2 spice, and I agreed with Becky. The toilet eye rolls. I'm not going down.
Yeah, why do they exist? How?
It made me laugh. It doesn't ruin the rating of the book because it's just
such like a side thing.
So quick, but I was like, there it is. There's the toilet she was talking about.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but so I gave it 5 stars, bro. Didn't see that coming, but yeah, for sure. Really love it so far. Can't wait to continue. Speaking of series that we are getting ourselves tangled up into, I have been very vocal about my love thus far for the Kindred's Curse series, and Beck read book 1. So tell us about it.
I read book 1, Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. It is 438 pages, and holy shit, I actually read that entire. No, at the time, I didn't think it had an audiobook, so I'm like, oh, I guess I have to read this myself.
It does, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I found it later.
Okay.
When old secrets catch fire, everything will burn. In a mortal world colonized by the gods and ruled over by the Descended, their cruel offspring, DM Bellator, yearns to escape the insular life of her poor village. Okay, Belle. Her mother's sudden disappearance and discovery of a dangerous secret about her past offered DM an unexpected opportunity to enter the dark world of Descended royalty and unlock the web of mysteries her mother left behind. With the dying king's handsome, mysterious heir watching her every move, and a ruthless mortal alliance recruiting her to join the growing civil war, DM will have to navigate the unwritten rules of love, power, and politics to save her family and all of mortal kind. Okay. I saved this one for last. This is the last book I read because I wanted to remember it more clearly.
Yeah.
So I really liked the world building, like the class system, like the Descended, or like the celebrities of our world, basically, where like they get away with all this shit. Like if we didn't have to exist, their life would be perfect. But hey, guess what? You need to exist for that. Whatever. Anyway, I really liked her relationship with all of the characters. Her name is Mora, I think, is the old lady that is the healer. I did like Henry. And then I know I'm like 60% through the next book. I'm like, oh. But that's fine. That's what happens. It's like the Tamlin effect.
Yeah.
She is okay, so this is kind of on. I liked DM in book 1. Like, I felt why she was making her decisions, even though I'm like, you dumb bitch. But like, I understood the decision she made because it made sense at the time. Like, the whole situation happens in Paradise Row, and she's like, fuck these guys. So I get it. But then like, things happen, and she's like, oh, I'm a terrible person. I'm like, yeah, dude. Of fucking course you are. Like, what did you expect to happen?
Yeah.
She is kind of on the so she's more on the Feyre end of the spectrum, not on the Violet end of the spectrum of like being different, but she is still different. I did like that she's like on the taller side though. I think that needs to happen more often, personally.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I don't say that because I'm a big girl by any means. Like, I think that just the trope of I'm so small is just overdone, you know?
Yeah, it's over and over and over.
And like, I think I would feel that way even if I was small, you know? Because like,
something different.
Right. So I did really like that about her. But like, it was annoying in the first book, but in the second book, you get it. You're like, oh, it's kind of like the Selena thing. You're like, oh, she's different for a reason. Okay. Now I'm less mad.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
I like things were revealed as they needed to be because like there's like this mystery. Like we don't know shit about the Descendant until like she starts going to the palace to take care of Lily.
Yeah.
So like things end up getting more and more revealed as we go, and I like that because it helps build the story. I won't
Absolutely.
get too much into book 2 because I'm gonna have to talk about that next time. But
Hmm.
I see what you mean
Yeah.
by she jumps to conclusions all the fucking time.
It was driving me crazy. But doesn't she write that dialogue so well?
She
Penn
does.
Cole, like, goddamn, she does so good. This is her first. This is her debut
Did they?
novel.
Sorry,
Yeah.
that was
Or-
unnecessary
that-
French.
Yeah, this is her first one.
That's good
It's so
though.
good.
Yeah.
It's so good. In my opinion, I'm like, damn, this.
This is how okay, so we read a lot of arcs.
Mhm.
I think the one that I hated the most was that Blood Promises or something. I don't remember. It was like angels and
Mhm.
stuff. And like you should have just done this, dude. Like this is
Yeah,
so much better. What the fuck are you doing?
yeah. This book
Or
is great.
what was the one that we read, the dark something?
Oh, was it A Stark View?
Yeah, that one. I'm like,
It wasn't an arc though. It was
no, it was just a debut.
Yeah, it was a debut.
Yeah.
And I have not been some debuts are good, some are not. This I think is holy shit. Like
Yeah,
when
dude.
I found out, I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, I kept saying
So
everywhere that it's like if you have an ACOTAR like hangover, you should read this book.
yeah, this is I'm really loving it. So I'm glad you went.
I'm loving it.
I'm loving it.
Oh, fuck McDonald's.
I know. It reminds me, it's funny, they used to sidebar, they used to do that commercial in Germany, and it was ba da ba 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 ich liebe es. And so now that's what I hear.
Ich
If I say
liebe
it in
dich.
German. Ich liebe es. Es.
Yes.
You got it though. It's funny because that's all I hear now when I hear the McDonald's song. Anyways, all right. Off topic. Just a minute.
It's fine.
So what did
We do that all the
rate
time.
it?
4 stars,
What did you rate it?
1.5 spice, 1 eye roll, recommend because hey, guess what? Oh, we'll get there.
So
What are you
Oh, wait.
currently reading?
yeah, me. I am reading. I did not want to break up what I have going on, but I had an
That's
arc
right
and
now.
I'm gonna read it, and it's Threads of Fate by C.A. Blooming. This has been a long time coming, and I kind of forgot. Like, I was accepted, and she was sending emails, and I'm like, oh, that's like forever from now. Cool, I have all kinds of time.
Yeah.
And then it snuck up on me, and I'm like, oh, that's now. So I got an e-copy of it on my Kindle, and I am reading that right now. What about you?
Like I said, I stayed up until 2 in the morning reading Glow of the Everflame, and I got like 60% done, and I'm so mad that I didn't get to talk about it today, and I had to wait, which is fine, because our April's read with S&B is going to be Heat of the Everflame by Penn Cole. It's the Kindred's Curse book 3. This book is 1,026 pages, so we yeah, we did this to ourselves, but we will be busy turning pages, or should I say swiping this month. And just an FYI, the entire series is on Kindle Unlimited if you're interested in joining us.
Yeah, so this month has been full of fantasy with a dash of the macabre because of me. But
Yeah, thanks.
yeah, you're welcome. As a quick recap, we've discussed Fate, Inked in Blood, Stardust, Fourth Wing, Throne of Glass, Spark of the Spark of the Everflame, sorry, Carnivores, and last but not least is ACOTAR and ACOMAF.
It has been a very magical month. We would love to hear from you, our dear listeners. If you have any recommendations for us, hit us up on social media or leave a comment on YouTube. This actually does work because we got 2 books from indie authors, so very exciting. So if you want us to read a book, just hit us up. We do it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll review your book. We'll put on our podcast. Maybe probably make a TikTok or 2 and
yeah,
we'll review it and we'll do the things. So yeah, please let us know. And of course, a huge thank you to all of you for joining us on this literary adventure. That's all for today. I'm your co-host Stephanie.
And I'm Bek.
And this has been Novelty with S&B. See you in the next chapter.